They never expected this, and honestly neither did we, because what just surfaced in the global currency markets has left RV watchers speechless, as a surprising $1.53 dinar test rate quietly appeared in internal channels and immediately triggered speculation, analysis, and a storm of excitement across the entire revaluation community. So before we dig deeper into how this unexpected number slipped into the system, and what it may actually signal for the Iraqi dinar's upcoming direction, make sure you tap the like button, subscribe if you want real, accurate, original updates, and drop a comment to stay connected, because your engagement keeps this research-driven content alive and directly helps push important information to people who genuinely want clarity, not hype. Now let's break down what actually happened, why financial analysts around the world are paying extremely close attention, and what this means for the long-anticipated RV timeline as we move deeper into 2025. Over the past several months, Iraq has been undergoing major structural monetary adjustments, working to stabilize its financial infrastructure, enhance international banking compatibility, and strengthen anti-corruption protocols demanded by the IMF and global regulators. And these steps have been building the foundation required before any meaningful revaluation can occur. So when a $1.53 test rate surfaced inside controlled digital finance channels, even if temporarily, it immediately signaled that Iraq's central bank may be testing a theoretical future valuation scenario to examine liquidity behavior, cross-border settlement reactions, and compliance with international electronic transfer systems. Analysts suggest that such test numbers do not confirm an official revaluation, but they do confirm that Iraq is evaluating new rate models behind the scenes, especially as the country expands oil production, introduces new digital banking tools, and increases trade negotiations with neighboring countries eager for stronger economic partnerships. This unexpected test number also sent shockwaves through forex groups and currency observers, as they began comparing Iraq's economic indicators with historical revaluations of other previously undervalued currencies which saw sudden jumps after long periods of restructuring. The appearance of this test rate could be an internal simulation, a placeholder used for system integration, or part of broader international compliance testing required before Iraq re-enters full global liquidity operations, and each of these possibilities carries different implications for investors and watchers. If it is a simulation, it means Iraq is preparing models for future implementation. If it is a placeholder, it means system upgrades are nearing completion, and if it is compliance testing, it means international settlements may soon require updated rate structures. What's more fascinating is how this aligns with Iraq's push toward diversification beyond oil, digital finance modernization, and stronger monetary sovereignty after years of dependency on external stabilizers. When you combine rising foreign reserves, improving trade balance, smart banking reforms, and consistent IMF oversight, the evidence shows a slow but clear march toward a more stable dinar environment. So with all these developments merging at once, the arrival of an unexpected $1.53 test value feels less like an accident and more like a sign of preparation for larger structural adjustments brewing beneath the surface. And as we explore the deeper layers of this shockwave in the next section, stay with me, because the chain reaction triggered by this test rate goes far beyond Iraq alone and stretches into global markets in ways that even the experts didn't fully anticipate. The moment this surprising $1.53 figure appeared, global analysts immediately began evaluating potential ripple effects across international financial systems, because a shift in the Iraqi dinar's valuation, whether temporary or permanent, does not simply impact local Iraqi markets, it reshapes regional trade, foreign investment flow, and USD exposure patterns throughout the Middle East. Financial institutions in the Gulf region have a deep interest in Iraq's monetary future due to billions in cross-border contracts, energy deals, and infrastructure development agreements, and any adjustment to the dinar would directly influence settlement terms, profit calculations, and long-term rate forecasts. Meanwhile, forex traders worldwide reacted with a mixture of excitement and caution as they analyzed historical testing events from other nations that preceded rate shifts, noting how internal system updates often act as early indicators of upcoming reforms even when governments deny public significance. In this case, Iraq remains publicly silent, maintaining the official rate while quietly expanding financial modernization behind the scenes, which only adds more curiosity to the situation. Another angle being discussed by economists is the potential role of the US Treasury and international regulatory groups, who have been guiding Iraq towards strengthening compliance, reducing currency manipulation exposure, and increasing transparency within their banking networks. These steps are essential for a future RV because no global currency is allowed to float into higher values without structural integrity. So the question becomes, does this unusual test rate suggest that Iraq is nearing compliance targets, and are international systems beginning to prepare for rate variations to ensure cross-border stability? Many experts believe the answer is yes, especially given Iraq's rising gold reserves, strengthened dollar reserves, and ongoing negotiations with multinational corporations preparing for major development contracts in 2025 and beyond. Additionally, improvements in digital payment infrastructure mean Iraq is becoming increasingly integrated with global financial systems, and such integration requires testing of multiple hypothetical currency values to ensure smooth system operations. The key point is that the $1.53 rate may not predict the final RV number, but its mere presence reveals that Iraq is conducting dynamic scenarios, comparing economic models, and preparing contingencies for a stronger national currency, a process typically seen only when a country is nearing the final phase of monetary restructuring. On social platforms and currency forums, RV watchers are debating whether this test rate is symbolic, transitional, or purely technical, but regardless of interpretation, the emotional reaction has been overwhelming as thousands share charts, breakdowns, opinions, and potential timelines. Some analysts speculate that the real breakthrough may occur when Iraq completes its regional trade expansions, including stronger partnerships with Turkey, Jordan, Saudi Arabia, and Iran, as these agreements reduce dependency on the USD and increase the demand for the dinar in direct settlement channels. This naturally strengthens the currency over time. Meanwhile, everyday Iraqis are also watching these developments closely because currency stability affects salary purchasing power, inflation control, import costs, and overall economic confidence. If Iraq succeeds in elevating its currency, even moderately, it could bring a wave of economic optimism inside the country while simultaneously sending a strong signal to global markets that Iraq is ready to shift from a rebuilding economy into a rising financial force in the region. And as this intense situation continues to evolve, it becomes clear that the unexpected $1.53 test rate is more than just a number. It is a spark that ignited worldwide speculation and forced experts to reevaluate what might be coming sooner than expected.